All golfers have a hope to get better, but you need more than hope. You need a plan. And this video outlines your score improvement plan.
The On-Target Game Improvement System first develops a scoring profile to determine those areas of your game contributing most to your high scores. This is done by tracking the shots you hit on the course in 4 areas: driving, approach shots, the short game shots around the green, and your putting. Golf is 4 games in one, and your scoring profile objectively measures and compares your skill scores in those 4 games and identifies your strengths and weaknesses. Now first let's look at your driving performance in both distance and accuracy. The distance you hit with your best drives is good enough to score well. You don't necessarily need to hit your best drive better, just more often.
Your club head speed was almost 108 miles an hour, which is excellent, and you were carrying the ball about 260. Your spin rate was 4,600, and that's the only concern I had about your driving. You could actually hit it further if we could get that spin rate down below 3,000. The average pro on tour has a spin rate of 2,600. When you have a high spin rate, it is going to kill and reduce your potential distance. You can hit the ball 10, 15 yards further without having to swing faster if we can just get that spin down. Now you're already hitting a high percentage of fairways, and that might be difficult to increase. You're at 69% during that round, and that was during some pretty good wind. And so on a calmer day, I suspect you would hit even more fairways. So it's not maybe reasonable to try to set a goal of increasing the percent fairways because you're already close to tour average. But maybe the goal should be to just see if we can't hit a little bit more distance with that consistency, and therefore you would end up with a much shorter approach shot and hit more greens after that.
Now let's look at your approach shot performance. During the round, we hit approach shots only from the fairway, and the majority of shots were from 150 yards or closer.
Lance, during our round, you hit 60% of the greens, and that's an excellent number. Now on tour, greens in regulation percentages cover shots both from the fairway and the rough. But from the fairway only, the pros average a little over 70% of the greens in regulation. So you're only a little bit behind the PGA Tour average, which is very good. So I recommend that your statistical goal for approach shots is to increase your shots hitting the green from the fairway from 60% to 70%.
Now let's look at your chip and pitch shot performance. Golf is about hitting targets. With driving, your target is the fairway. With approach shots, your target is the green. Your target for chip and pitches is to hit it close enough to give yourself a reasonable chance to make the first putt. That target is at least 18 feet from the hole and ideally less than 9 feet.
During the round, you had 47% of your short game shots inside of 18 feet and 29% inside of 9 feet. For the average recreational golfer, those are pretty good statistics. But for the elite player, this is an area you would need to improve in order to lower your handicap. One of the statistics that they keep on tour is called scrambling pars, the percentage of times you parred the hole after missing the green with your approach shot. I would like for you to start tracking your scrambling par percentages. And your statistical goal for your short game shots is going to be 30% of the holes that you miss the green with your approach shot, you still get up and down for a par. The average on tour is about 57%. Now let's look at your putting statistics. During the round, you had 5 3-putts, which is about 28% of the holes played. The tour average is 3% of the holes played. Another statistic we kept during the round is the percentage of first putts that stopped within 3 feet. 40% of your first putt stopped outside of 3 feet, and this is one of the areas that you could improve to help lower your percentage of 3-putts. Your statistical goal for putting is to only 3-putt 10% of the holes you play.
Next in the on-target system is to prioritize the most important areas to work on first. I gave you statistical goals in each area, but what statistical goals are the most important to reach? I want my students to have one full swing project and one short game project.
I would like your full swing project to be to hit 70% of the greens from 100 and 150 yards when hitting from the fairway. One of the benefits of attending the school is you received a 1-year membership to the On-Target Golf Association, which gives you access to Power Tracker, which makes keeping this statistic very easy. Your short game project is to get up and down with your chip, pitch, and bunker shots 30% of the time. This means to be able to make your first putt after hitting a short game shot. PowerTracker also makes tracking this very easy.
Once these goals are met, we can look again at your overall statistics and set new goals in projects. Now that we've identified the problem areas and have set some statistical goals to achieve, we need to identify what's causing our current problem and implement a correction. To hit more fairways, you need to make the mechanical changes I described in your full swing report. This will require at least one session to establish the change and learn the drills to do in your practice sessions. You will probably need a follow-up a few weeks after that to make sure you're still on track. During both the first session and any follow-up sessions, I want to also work on your short game project. This work will be to continue the fundamentals we covered in the school on your short game. Part of the on-target system also is to continue tracking your statistics when you play a round of golf. By attending the golf school, you now have a one-year membership to the On-Target Golf Association website, which has my PowerTracker where you can easily record your statistics. The member side of the website is in the final stages of our newest update and will be ready to use shortly. When it is, I will send you the log information you need and the tutorials that show how to use PowerTracker. The email I am sending will show you several options to choose from on which lesson program might be best for your situation.